Hey there, welcome! This video is brought to you by My Shoe Covers reusable and washable booties for residential contractors, with a grip you can count on. If you're starting a career or business in California as an electrician, obtaining an electrician's license is a critical first step. This guide covers everything you need to know about obtaining an electrician's license in California, including license types, requirements, fees, exam details, and preparation. Let's dive in. California regulates electrician licensing through the Department of Industrial Relations, often called the DIR, and the Contractors State License Board, or CSLB. The state requires certification for electricians working under a C10 licensed contractor, and a C10 electrical contractor license for those operating independently or running a business. The primary electrician certifications include General Electrician, Residential Electrician, Fire and Life Safety Technician, Voice, Data, and Video Technician, and Non-Residential Lighting Technician. Additionally, the C10 electrical contractor license is required for business owners or those bidding on projects over $500. Apprentice electrician registration is also mandatory for trainees. So, the apprentice electrician registration is kind of like your very first step if you want to become an electrician. It's an entry-level credential for folks who are training under a certified electrician. Basically, it lets you work under supervision while you're getting hands-on experience and taking classroom instruction. And yeah, it's actually a prerequisite if you want to move on to higher certifications later. The General Electrician certification, well, it authorizes you to perform electrical work on all sorts of projects, residential, commercial, and even industrial, so long as you're working under a C10 contractor. This is the most comprehensive certification you can get, and it covers a really wide range of electrical installations and maintenance tasks. Now, the Residential Electrician certification is designed specifically for electricians who work on single-family and multi-family homes. It's all about installing and maintaining electrical systems in residential settings, and you'll be working under a C10 contractor for this one too. The Fire and Life Safety Technician certification enables work on safety systems such as nurse call systems, fire alarms, and control panels in commercial facilities. It requires, specialized knowledge in safety-related electrical systems. The Voice, Data, and Video Technician certification is for electricians working on communication systems, including network security systems and video installations. This is typically found in commercial or institutional settings. The Non-Residential Lighting Technician certification allows you to work on lighting systems in commercial properties, like stores and offices. It really focuses on both indoor and outdoor lighting installations. The C10 electrical contractor license, issued by the CSLB, permits individuals or businesses to operate independently, bid on projects over $500, employ electricians, and oversee electrical work across various settings. Apprentice electrician registration requires being at least 18 years old, enrolling in a state-approved electrical training or apprenticeship program, and registering with the DIR. You will receive your ET or electrical trainee card, which signifies your registration to begin supervised on-the-job training. Applicants must submit proof of enrollment and a $25 fee. Annual renewal is required during training, which typically involves 8,000 hours of supervised work and 720 hours of classroom instruction over 4 to 5 years. General Electrician certification requires 8,000 hours of supervised work experience, with at least 2 years in 2 task categories per DIR guidelines, enrollment in or completion of an approved training program, and a high school diploma or GED. Applicants must submit a Social Security Administration employment history report and apply to the DIR's Electrician Certification Unit. So, to become a certified residential electrician, you'll need to complete 4,800 hours of supervised work experience under a licensed contractor with at least 2 years focused on residential-specific tasks. You'll also have to finish an approved training program, which means 150 hours of classroom instruction each year. Plus, applicants need to have either a high school diploma or a GED, and, yeah, you must provide documentation of your employment history. For Fire and Life Safety Technician certification, you're looking at 4,000 hours of experience, or about 2 years, in at least 2 relevant fields, like nurse call systems, fire alarms, or troubleshooting. You also need to complete an approved training program and hold a high school diploma or GED, and of course, you'll have to document your experience and submit everything to the DIR. Earning your voice, data, and video technician certification means you'll need 4,000 hours of supervised experience, which is about 2 years in 2 related areas. Think network installations or security systems. You'll also need to finish an approved training curriculum and have a high school diploma or GED. And don't forget, you'll need to document your work experience for DIR approval. So, for the non-residential lighting technician certification, you'll need to complete 2,000 hours of supervised experience, which is about 1 year in 2 related areas, like, say, commercial lighting installation or maintenance. You'll also need to finish an approved training program and have either a high school diploma or a GED. And don't forget, applicants have to submit their experience documentation to the DIR. Now, the C10 electrical contractor license, well, that requires at least 4 years of journeyman level experience, or an equivalent mix of education and experience. You'll need a high school diploma or GED plus proof of insurance like workers' compensation and a contractor's bond of $25,000. Applicants are required to submit a certification of work experience form, go through a background check with fingerprints, and provide proof of tax compliance. Oh, and if you're self-employed or have out-of-state experience, that can count too, as long as it's verified. When it comes to registering as an apprentice electrician, there's a $25 application fee, which you'll pay to the DIR Electrician Certification Fund. The annual renewal fees usually run about $10 to $25, depending on your program or municipality. And just so you know, there's no exam fee for this one. So, the fees for general electrician certification include a $75 application fee and a $100 exam fee. Certification renewal every 3 years costs between $100 and $150, with late fees applied if it's not renewed on time. Okay, for residential electrician certification, the fees consist of a $75 application fee and a $100 exam fee. Renewal every 3 years is $100, with extra penalties for late submissions. And just so you know, the fee for renewing a lapsed or expired certification card is $200. Fees for fire and life safety technician certification involve a $75 application fee and a $100 exam fee. Renewal fees every 3 years are usually around $100 to $150, with late penalties as applicable. Alright, so fees for voice data and video technician certification include a $75 application fee and a $100 exam fee. Renewal every 3 years costs about $100 to $150, and just so you know, there are late fees if you renew after the deadline. Now, for non-residential lighting technician certification, the fees require a $75 application fee and a $100 exam fee. Renewal every 3 years is right around $100 to $150, with some extra late fees if you happen to miss the renewal window. When it comes to the C10 electrical contractor license, fees include a $450 non-refundable application fee, plus an initial license fee of $200 if you're a sole owner, or $350 if you're not. Exam fees range from $100 to $200 for both the law and business as well as the trade exams. Renewal every 2 years costs $450 for sole owners or $700 for non-sole owners, and, if you're late, there's a penalty, like 50% more on the fee. You'll also need a $25,000 contractor's bond and valid insurance certificates. So, apprentice electrician registration, typically doesn't require an exam since it's really about enrolling in a training program. Some programs might include, basic aptitude or safety tests, but these aren't standardized across the state. The General Electrician Certification Exam is a 270-minute, 100-question open-book multiple-choice test, and you'll need at least a 70% to pass. It covers the National Electrical Code, wiring methods at about 19%, services at 16%, and general knowledge at 12%. This exam is administered by the DIR, and you'll need pre-approval before you can take it. It's offered at testing centers all over the state, and if you need to retest, it'll cost $100 after a 60-day wait. So, the Residential Electrician Certification Exam is actually a 4.5-hour, 80-question, open-book, multiple-choice test, and you need to score at least 70% to pass. The exam really focuses on residential applications of the National Electrical Code, including branch circuits and wiring methods. This exam is administered by the DIR at approved centers, and you'll need pre-approval to even take it. Oh, and if you need to retest, there's a $100 fee, but you have to wait 60 days before trying again. The Fire and Life Safety Technician Certification Exam is a 2-hour and 15-minute, open-book, multiple-choice test. The number of questions can vary, but it's usually between 50 and 70, and you need a 70% score to pass. This exam covers safety systems, National Electrical Code standards, and troubleshooting, so it's pretty comprehensive. So, the Fire and Life Safety Technician Certification Exam is administered by the DIR. It actually requires pre-approval, and just so you know, there's a $100 retest fee if you need to take it again, but only after a 60-day wait. The Voice Data and Video Technician Certification Exam is, a 135-minute open-book multiple-choice test. Usually it has about 50 to 70 questions, and you need to score at least 70% to pass. The focus is really on communication systems and making sure you understand NEC compliance. This exam is also administered by the DIR, and just like before, it requires pre-approval. If you need to retake it, there's a $100 fee, but you'll have to wait 60 days before trying again. The Non-Residential Lighting Technician Certification Exam is, a 135-minute open-book multiple-choice test. It usually has between 50 to 70 questions, and you'll need to score at least 70% to pass. The exam covers topics on commercial lighting and NEC standards. This exam is administered by the DIR, and you'll need to get pre-approval to take it. If you don't pass, there's a $100 retest fee, and you'll have to wait 60 days before you can try again. So the C10 Electrical Contractor License Exam actually consists of 2 parts. There's a law and business exam, and a trade-specific exam. Each one has 100 multiple-choice questions, and you'll need a 70% passing score. The trade exam itself covers NEC standards, wiring, and safety protocols. The exam is administered by the CSLB through PSI testing centers, and both sections must be passed within 18 months of your application approval. Oh, and if you need to retake an exam, the fee is $100 per exam. To get ready for electrician license exams in California, candidates should really focus on studying the current National Electrical Code, or NEC edition. Most exams are open book and rely heavily on those NEC standards. It's a good idea to enroll in state-approved training programs or apprenticeships through the DIR or CSLB recognized providers, like the Electrical Training Alliance or even community colleges, so you can get the required classroom hours, like for example 720 for apprentices. Be sure to use practice exams and study guides from the DIR official website and review those resources. Also, gaining hands-on experience through supervised work will help reinforce your practical skills. Once you've verified your eligibility, you can schedule exams through PSI or DIR testing centers. And for the C10 exams, don't forget to study business and law topics using CSLB's study guides. For the most up-to-date information, please visit the Department of Industrial Relations and the Contractor State License Board websites. On behalf of the My Shoe Covers team, thank you so much for exploring this guide with us. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And yeah, check out our other videos where we provide valuable tips to help you grow your electrical contractor business.